Have you ever asked yourself if you're the exact same person as you were yesterday? Biologically speaking, the cells in your body are replaced every few years. You metabolize every day. The matter that constitutes you is constantly slipping away and being replaced. Since the very foundation of what makes you, you has already changed, on what grounds can you still be called you? Thinking deeper, cities are being renovated, and stars are shifting. If everything in the universe is changing every single second, is there anything truly real and certain left in this world? With this mind, let's travel back 2,500 years to ancient Greece. There, two individuals offered diametrically opposed, extreme answers to this question. This intellectual clash across time directly split the path of Western philosophy. The first of these two individuals was Heraclitus. Proud and reclusive, he coldly observed the birth and death of all things. Facing this unpredictable world, his answer was utterly resolute. Everything flows and nothing stands still. This is also referred to as the Pantare. And he uttered a profoundly poetic phrase. No man ever steps in the same river twice. By the time you dip your foot into the water for a second time, new currents have long since washed the old ones away. The river is no longer the river it was a moment ago, and you are no longer the you of a moment ago. In Heraclitus' view, the essence of the world is not some static matter at all, but rather an ever-living fire. All things are kindling in measures and going out in measures. So he referred to this as a sort of fire. Now, do you think life and death, cold and hot, day and night, are starkly opposed? No, they are merely transforming into one another without end. It is exactly this dialectical interplay of opposites pulling tightly against each other that weaves the invisible, tension-filled web deep within the cosmos. He called this hidden dynamic order logos. Everything is forever changing. This aligns perfectly with our common sense, right? But then another man stepped forward and completely overturned all of this. His name was Parmenides. Parmenides. Now, Parmenides said to not trust your eyes, the senses are entirely deceptive. If you truly wish to touch the truth of the universe, you can rely on only one thing, pure rational logic. Now, let's follow Parmenides and do some mental gymnastics and think about it. What is change? Change is when a thing goes from nothing to being or from being to nothing. However, Parmenides astutely grasped the logical dead knot here. He argued that this thing called nothing, that is, non-being, simply does not exist in itself. So he said that non-being does not exist. Now, close your eyes and try to imagine true nothingness, and you really can't, because when a pitch black void or an absolute vacuum appears in your mind, that darkness or vacuum is still a form of being. Since nothing is fundamentally unimaginable, ineffable, and completely non-existent, how could it be possible for things to emerge from a place that doesn't exist or vanish into a place that doesn't exist? Since neither gaps nor void even exist, how could it be possible for things to move? Thus, Parmenides arrived at an assertion that is incredibly counterintuitive, yet logically as hard as steel. What is, and what is not, is not. So, being is, non-being is not. Because non-being does not exist, the true universe has absolutely no past and no future. It has no birth and no death. It is whole and continuous and absolutely perfect, seamless, and eternally motionless one. You think you see leaves turning yellow or witnessing birth, aging, illness, and death? Parmenides tells you that those are merely pitiful illusions produced by human senses, false opinions, or doxa. Only that eternally motionless being is the sole truth. This is not merely a divergence of opinions between two individuals. It is one of the greatest awakenings in the history of human thought. Heraclitus saw the ever-shifting appearances or phenomena, while Parmenides, using pure logic, forced humanity to confront that eternally unchanging ultimate reality, or noumenon. From this moment on, metaphysics was born. All subsequent philosophers were forever trapped in this massive intellectual vortex. Is the flowing world we can see and touch the real one? Or is the eternally unchanging essence, which can only be deduced through reason, the true reality? If our senses do indeed deceive us, and if, behind all these ever-changing appearances, there truly hides some absolutely perfect, eternally motionless, deep order, then what on earth could this mysterious order be? Perhaps it is not any physical matter at all. Perhaps this eternal order can only be mathematics.